talk about the Ann Leo Life raised garden beds today. We are gonna put these together and we're gonna place them in our big raised bed garden. They're gonna be an amazing addition to it. So let's see how easy they are to put together. Right, one. So these are 4-foot round raised beds. This color is so pretty. See? Right, wow, that is going to be large. 4 foot's big, huh?
So I guess I'll just have to tighten up. It'll hopefully round.
See if it rolls down the hill. If it's rounded, it'll roll.
It's fluffy.
No. Today is the day, you guys. We are going to start planting in our garden. So the very first bed that we're going to plant in our new transformed garden is going to be the 4-foot round bed. Now, I thought long and hard. I've drawn out plans several times. And what I've come up with is a salsa garden. We love salsa. Everyone loves salsa. We're going to put in Roma tomatoes, jalapeno peppers. We're going to do some sweet onions from seed, some cilantro, and then we are gonna wait on the garlic because right now it's gonna be too hot in Oklahoma for garlic. So we're gonna stick to our organic minced garlic that we buy at the store until this fall. Then we will grow our own garlic in the garden, but let's get started. So here are 3 Romas. I've been growing these since February in the house. These are the 3 largest ones. I also have some others started here. You can never have too many tomatoes, you guys. Now, this is 24 more Roma plants, and then here's 4 more, and 4 more, and then oh my gosh, look over here, we got Ananas Noir. I've got all kinds of stuff going on here, so we will find the space. We will always find the space. All right, let's get started. We are gonna take these seedlings out here and get them transplanted and add all our other vegetables to make this amazing salsa garden bed. And let me show it to you before we get started. This is our Ann Leo Life 4-foot round bed. And it's in a medium gray. I really like it. I kind of call it a dove gray, but I have 2 of them in our garden. So we have one here, and then we have one over there. So this is the one that I'm gonna designate to be the salsa garden because it's nice and round. It will be easy for me to work from all angles. So let's get to planting. All right, little jalapenos. Today is your day to shine. You're finally gonna get planted. Here we go. So we have our Roma tomatoes. We have our jalapeno peppers, and then from seeds, we're gonna start some sweet Spanish onions, and then some cilantro. Like I said earlier, we are going to purchase organic garlic from the store until this fall when we can grow our own organic garlic. In Oklahoma, it gets way too hot. We have so many days that are over 100 degrees that it would just go straight bolt, and we would never get the opportunity to enjoy it. Let's get to planting. So first we are going to start with our Roma tomatoes. I'm going to go ahead and do the tallest in the very middle of this 4-foot bed, and then I'm going to taper down on size towards the outside. So I figured the Roma tomatoes, they are an indeterminate, so they will grow continuously through the season. I have this 8-inch round corrugation just to kind of give me an idea of where the center is. I'm just going to use this as a little marker so I can see, so I can identify where the center is. Now, anytime I plant, I always use worm castings. Before I do anything, I dig the hole with my hand or with a tool. I put in some worm castings, and then I put in the vegetable plant. I will put a link down below to some of our most favorite worm castings, but for now, let me show you how I plant. We have our circular pattern right here in the center of this 4-foot bed, and now it's time to put the tomatoes in. So I'm going to do a triangular pattern with our tomatoes. Now, this is not going to be any particular distance apart. I did bring the yardstick to show you. So we're looking at about 8 to 9 inches apart if I do a triangular pattern, which will be fine because that'll give me a center trellis area that I could trellis these up in certain determinants. So let's go ahead and mark our little spots that we're going to plant today. And then handy tools, God gave me these, they work well. Just start digging. So we are going to dig a hole that's larger than the area that we will be transplanting from this transplanted Roma. So we're going to dig it a little bit deeper, make sure that it's this beautiful, nice, loose compost. And then here is my worm castings. So I'm going to put worm castings in the bottom of the hole. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my tomato and very gently, they don't love their roots disturbed that much, but I'm going to very gently just open it up. I'm going to set it in there. Now, if you didn't know already, you can bury your tomatoes deeper than just the surface level of the seedling. If you look here very closely, you'll see all these little bitty tiny, they look like teeth. They're little bitty roots. This tomato plant will root all the way up. Wherever you plant it, it will reach down to and root to the ground, or if it's under the ground, it'll root out. You can always plant these deeper. With this wind here in Oklahoma, it's what's going to work best for me. Worm castings, I'm going to plant this deeper than the soil level, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put more worm castings all the way around this beautiful little Roma tomato. I'm going to kind of push it in as to not have any air pockets, so when I water, it can be water, the water can disperse easily. All right, that looks about good. And then I will cover it back up with our compost. All right, 1 down, 2 to go. We're going to dig down, add our worm castings up, worm compost. Guys, see how easy this is? So let's look for a minute. So they're about 8 inches apart. So our next one's going to go right here, which is about 8 inches with a triangle. So third tomatoes going in right here. Worm castings. Open it up nice and softly. All these little roots right here will make contact with the dirt and grow more beautiful roots. And there we go, you guys. There we go. We did it. That is our 3 Roma tomatoes planted in the center of this beautiful 4-foot bed. Roma tomato. What do you think is taller? Do you think the peppers are taller? Do you think the cilantro will be taller? Or do you think the onions will be taller? So here is my thought. Peppers grow, let's see. I think, I'll show you. Peppers usually grow about 20 to 24 inches. Right about here. Tomatoes are gonna grow a lot taller than that. Now cilantro does not like the heat, so cilantro will need to be shaded by anything else that grows in this bed. What I'm gonna do is the jalapenos are gonna go on the very outside of this circular pattern. The cilantro is gonna go between the peppers, the onions, has very large green shoots that come up, and they stay up for about 2 months before they die. And that's, of course, when you would harvest your onion. So I'm going to put the onions closest to the tomatoes. As the tomatoes grow, the onion will do their shoots of greenery out. The cilantro will be about 18 inches or so right next to, if not under, the onion. It will be shaded by the big tall tomato. And then the peppers will be on the outside. And depending on morning or evening, this will all shade the cilantro. This is my thought process. Let's get these seeds in the ground. Next is the onions. Now the onions should be spaced 4 inches apart. So each seed needs to be about 4 inches apart. That'll give them room to grow and be bigger bulbs. So we're gonna take these. It says that the germination is 7 to 10 days. I'm gonna plant these seeds about 1 inch deep. So 1 inch on me is right past my little first knuckle area right there is 1 inch. As you garden, you get to know where your stuff is. Let's see here. 1 inch right here, yeah. So 1 inch on me is halfway between my top knuckle and then my middle knuckle. So we are gonna dig around 4 inches apart and put these onion seeds. So we're gonna go a little bit beyond in a circular pattern, a little bit beyond the tomatoes, give them enough room to get air down here at their roots as to not get any disease or blight. Tomatoes really need to get good airflow as they grow. So we're gonna go about 7 to 8 inches from the tomato base to start our onions. And that gives the onions plenty of room to grow. We're gonna go down, like I said, about 1 inch into the soil, and we will start right here with our sweet onions. Now, onion seeds are not as small as you think. They're not huge like a nasturtium, but they're not tiny like a little spinach. I don't know if you can see this, but this is the onion seeds. So they're not small, they're not big. They're enough for me to use with my fingers. So let's go ahead and get these planted. Next is cilantro. So we are going to continue with the 4 inch rule. These are my rules. This is what's working for us. So I'm going to continue with the 4 inch rule for the onion spacing. So we're going to go 4 inches out towards the outer edge of this round bed. And that's where we're going to plant our cilantro seeds. Take our handy dandy yardstick, and right here is 4 inches out. And that's where we'll start our cilantro. Cilantro seeds are small, but not too small. So cilantro seeds, as you see, are coriander seeds. See that? Same exact thing. So if that looks familiar, you already have it in your kitchen spice rack or spice cabinet. So I'm gonna drop each one of these 1 inch into the earth. We're just gonna go around in a circle. Now cilantro also takes 7 to 14 days to germinate, and it is going to get about 18 inches tall. I hope you guys enjoy my gardening videos. I said it in the past, for the past 4 years, no one's really enjoyed or actually viewed my garden videos very much. It was a huge disappointment because this is what I love. I love gardening. I love all things homesteading. I love animals. I love the boys exploring and hunting the land. I don't hunt myself, but I enjoy that they enjoy being outdoors. So gardening is a huge part of my life, and I'm so happy to bring you guys along with me. It makes my heart so happy. I've gone back already, and I've added all the worm compost to all the little areas. And now I'm just gonna kind of push them in like I did the onion. Push their little spots in. Right here on this little outer row, I'm gonna put my little cilantro tag, so I remember that it's Roma, sweet onion, cilantro. Last but not least is our jalapenos. So what you see here is only 4 plants. Now these need to be spaced 18 to 24 inches. So since this is all I have, it will make a perfect cross. So every 25% of the pie will get a jalapeno plant. So that makes it really easy for me to plant these, and I'm really excited. I hope I get tons and tons of jalapenos from our crop, and I can't wait to make a whole jalapeno bed, you guys. You got to stay tuned for that because I'm growing out tons of seeds in our vintage window greenhouse. If you haven't followed that, go to our gardening playlist and you will see a section that's called greenhouse. It does need redone. We will be working on that next after the garden. So let's get these jalapenos planted. I'm gonna go with the perfect north, south, east, west while I'm planting these jalapenos. Get my worm castings, my super duper wonderful worm castings. Okay, so I'm going to lightly press the bottom of this seed cell. Okay, so we're gonna take our beautiful little jalapeno, and this is right here, the west. I'm gonna dig in with my hand. I want to add worm castings. Now peppers are different. Peppers really don't like to be messed with at all on their roots, so we're going to be very careful with them. And they do need to be planted right at the same top level as their soil is here. They do not like to be put deep. You do not want to go down low like you would on tomatoes. So we're going to take your worm castings. We're going to start a little area. I'm going to pat down gently as to not mess with their roots very much, because like I said, they don't like it. So boom. First jalapeno ready in the ground. This is exciting. Dig this hole. We're going to put the worm compost in here. Make sure it's deep enough for this pepper. Take it nicely, squeeze the bottom again of the seedling tray. And very ever so lightly, just kind of move the roots around just to give it a head start to start spreading roots in here. Make sure it's deep enough. Put it right about topsoil level. And then I backfill with worm castings and then bring in our compost. And that's it. That is it. Our salsa garden is planted. Now we just have to water it and take extra special care of it and watch it grow. Y'all, thank you so much for following along today with our garden journey. The transformation is going amazing, and now it's time to grow. So if you like this video, if you like watching our homestead, hit the little like button, go ahead and hit the little subscribe button, and then go ahead and hit the alert button. That will alert you every time that we upload a new video, so you can follow along on this journey with us. We hope that you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. Mwah.